Remember the Golf T Clubsport, the most powerful version of the Golf T ever? This is the new, even more powerful version. It's called the VW Golf T Clubsport S, and there's a bit more at play here than just an extra consonant. Limited to 400 cars worldwide, the Clubsport S wins the T's 2.0-liter turbos power up to 306 bhp, even more than the odd Golf R, carries some substantial chassis tweaks, loses a fair bit of weight, some of it by chucking away the rear seats, and has recently garnered the coveted lap record for a front-wheel drive production car at the Nurburgring Nordschleife, which, appropriately enough, is where we've tested it. So there's more to the Clubsport S than AWOL back seats and a few damper tweaks. The power hike, from 261 bhp in the Clubsport to 306 bhp in the Clubsport S, comes largely from a larger, freer-breathing exhaust system. For the first time on a modern VW performance car, the speed limiter has been removed, allowing the S to hit 165 miles per hour flat out, a figure that would be higher were it not for that big rear spoiler. All that power flows through the regular T's manual gearbox rather than the DSG Auto, since the dual clutch box's extra weight would have negated its quicker shifts. Aside from losing the rear seats, some of the sound-deadening material has also been deleted, as has the variable height boot floor, and an aluminium front subframe has been fitted. The net result is a claimed 1360 kilograms curb weight. The tech spec of the VW Golf T Clubsport S unusually for a hot hatch, there's significant downforce, too. Those flared nostrils and that spoiler aren't for show, transforming the standard Golf T's 60 kilograms of aerodynamic lift at top speed, not unusual for a car of this type, to a total of 25 kilograms of downforce, 17 kilograms of which is concentrated over the rear axle. There's resultant drag, of course, down the Nordschleife's enormous Dottinger Ho straight. The Clubsport's noticeably slower than its rivals, VW says, but it claws the time back in the corners. The suspension's coming for a detailed rejig, with far more negative camber at the front courtesy of brand new and very expensive to manufacture subframe knuckles, with the aim of making the car as stable as possible when braking and turning at the same time, something drivers have to do quite a lot of on the Nordschleife. There's been much electronic calibration tweakery, too. Setting the ring record, 7 meters, 49.2 seconds, a full 1.4 seconds quicker than the previous FWD champ, Honda's Civic Type R, simply wouldn't be possible with passive dampers. The electronically controlled shocks play a huge role in helping the Clubsport monster the track's curbs, jumps and cambers. The comfort mode in the car's driving profiles is identical to the damper settings used for the Nürburgring record lap. The brakes have also been modified, with pads that are more heat-resistant and lighter aluminium brake pots, said to lend the driver's foot more precise control. And last but not least, a great deal of credit for the car's abilities also goes to its super sticky Michelin Pilot Cup tires, especially developed for the Clubsport. Soft enough to sink a thumbnail into, they are worth as much as 5 seconds a lap in the dry, we're told, although they are quite difficult in the wet. How do all those changes feel on track? One of the impressive things about the Clubsport S is that despite its lap time busting agility, it's not an intimidating car to drive. Rather than handling on a knife edge, it's very neutral, with a safe bias towards reassuring, but not frustrating, understeer when driven below 10 tenths, and incredible stability under hard braking. Perhaps the car's most remarkable facet is the way its dampers handle bumps. It's possible to take enormous liberties with the Nordschleife's curbs. Benny Loichter, the seriously handy driver who set the car's record braking time, not just once but on 3 separate laps, incidentally, says he's only ever driven 3 cars that can take the same curb-hopping lines the Clubsport S can, and they're endurance racers with full race suspension. On the way out of corners, the Clubsport S summons incredible traction for a front-drive car. The electronically controlled mechanical limited slip differential, the same unit fitted to the regular Golf T as part of the optional performance pack, hauls the car up to speed and actively tightens its line, its effect felt all the more keenly through the new front suspension geometry. 306 bhp through one axle. No problem. In the dry, at least. They are nowhere near as easy to drive quickly. Nor, as it turns out, as quick against the stopwatch.